The Yankees don't really do well against Garrett Crochet. And I think that game one, I'm not going to say it's a must win, but if the Yankees do win game one, then their confidence is going to be really high going into game two because you got to their ace.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. He's Brian McKeon. We've been hosting the show for a year and a half. This is our second postseason together. Brian, are you excited?
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Right. Same. I've been through this so many years, so many more years than you, and I still every October get extremely nervous. It's just natural. You can't help it. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets, and you can use them across the app. So download the app today. On today's show, we're going to tell you who was fired, who wasn't fired, because, it's a day off between the regular season and the start of the playoffs, and some teams were cleaning house, and we'll tell you who's going and who's surprisingly staying. We're going to talk about Judge's MVP chances. They're very good. His numbers are wild, and we will read them all to you. But first, it's that time of year, Red Sox, Yankees in the playoffs. This is the first time they're playing a 3-game wild card series because we've seen them in the one wild card game. We've seen them in division series. We've seen them in ALCSs. So this is a new one. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I'm nervous going in. My nerves have built up more. Actually, I've become, I don't want to say less confident, but more nervous as we get closer to the series coming. Some news did break on Monday, which was absolutely massive. Lucas Giolito is out for the series. That's huge because the Red Sox basically need to win this series in 2 games.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a third starter. And their third starter is going to be the guy that was in AAA a month ago. And that is a impossible task to ask him to give them length in the Bronx in a do or die game. So the Yankees do have the advantage there. Having said that, seeing Crochet and Bello, that's not to say I don't trust Fried and Rodon. Crochet and Bello is a pretty impossible 1-2 to go back and forth. So that's going to be really tough for the Yankees. The strategy that I think the Yankees need to employ going forward, and I want to hear your opinion on this, they need to get to the Red Sox bullpen as quickly as humanly possible in these games. I don't care who the batter is. You need to take a first and honestly almost a second strike with every single guy that goes up there and faces Crochet specifically. I don't think you have a chance against him lengthwise. And I think if you try to match Max Fried with Crochet lengthwise, they're going to win that battle. I think you need to, this sounds crazy because I know it's a competitive sport. I don't think they're scoring off Crochet. He's been that good this year. I don't think they're going to have a prayer against him. Unless Judge runs into one, I guess Stanton's a possibility because of how good he's been in the postseason. I don't think they're going to be able to manufacture any kind of offense against him. Unless it's a blast and someone connects on one, you're not going to manufacture offense against this guy. So I think you just need to get him out of the game. And if you can get him out of the game around the 5th inning or so, then you've got 6 outs to play with before they get to Whitlock and Chapman. And that, I think, is your best chance to strike in this series. It's not going to be easy, but they're 2 starters at the top. Bello, you have the better chance against. But am I being too pessimistic or no? Because I don't think they have a great shot against Crochet.
No, because, history has shown us, and history being so far in 2025, the Yankees don't really do well against Garrett Crochet. And I think that game one, I'm not going to say it's a must win, but if the Yankees do win game one, then their confidence is going to be really high going into game two because you got to their ace. You need to get to their ace. You need to break through against this guy, even if it means only 2 runs. And then hopefully Max Fried can shut these guys down.
If you're able to quote unquote, get to their ace in this spot, I don't know where the Red Sox turn at that point. Like if you get to Crochet and somehow win game one, where do they go from there? That's their only hope. So I think it is kind of soul crushing to the Red Sox. Whereas if the Yankees drop game one, All right, they still do have Rodon going in game 2. It's not like it's the end of the world. For the Red Sox, it's kind of close to the end of the world if they drop game 1 with Crochet on the mound.
Well, it's interesting you said that because I saw something today. There have been how many? The majority of 3-game wild card series have only gone 2.
Yeah,
the majority of them have been sweeps. There have only been 2 or 3 of them that have gone to 3 games. And that's why it's so important to get the first game.
I think your confidence is completely shot with losing game 1 in a 3-game series. And in a 5-game, it's a little different. In a 3-game series, I think your confidence gets completely shot. So I am nervous. I'll admit that. I am a little shaky on the way that the series looks going forward, especially because they've had trouble with the Red Sox. Right. But I think the Yankees have the advantage when it comes to offense. The Yankees' offense is better than the Red Sox offense. There's more power in the Yankee lineup. I'm still super grateful the Red Sox traded away Rafael Devers. Don't get it, but I'm still super grateful for that. Yankees have the advantage in the bullpen, and I think the Yankees have the advantage in the long fold of things with their starting rotation. For sure now that Giolito's out. So they have the rotation everywhere. The only place the Red Sox severely beat the Yankees is in manager. Alex Cora is a far better manager than Aaron Boone. I don't even think it's a competition at that point. Yeah. If I were Aaron Boone, I would hope that he is replaying over and over the interview Alex Cora did in August, talking about how much the Red Sox love playing in Yankee Stadium because of how much success they have in Yankee Stadium. Yeah. I'd hope that Aaron Boone is using that as motivation to try and get the team to have something to rally behind. Like, oh, you think it's easy to play here? You enjoy playing here? Let's see how much you like it. That I would hope he's doing. Do I have confidence he's doing that? No, but I'm hoping that he's doing that. Other than that, some news on game 1, Stacey, of who it looks like they're playing and who it looks like they're not playing. The Yankees had an open practice to the media on Monday, and Brian Hoke was there reporting. It looks like, and it's not really much of a surprise to many people, that Paul Goldschmidt will be at first base for Tuesday's game, and Austin Wells will be in, not Ben Rice. So Ben Rice will not be in the lineup. Now, that might sound crazy after his 2-home run game in game 162. He's hitting .208 versus lefties this year. So I don't think you're necessarily losing that much. Austin Wells is hitting .240 against lefties. Not a crazy improvement, but certainly
That's
better.
Almost league average.
Yeah. And I would say this, with how good Boston's base running is and how much they like to run the bases, I think having Austin Wells, a purebred trained catcher out there, is a lot more effective than Ben Rice. Love Ben Rice, and I think he could. You get to the Red Sox bullpen and they're bringing in, a power righty, and you could bring Ben Rice in to try and get a bloop right there. I love that move. He could certainly be pinch hitting for Austin Wells at some point in this game. But to start, I think it needs to be Austin Wells.
So I just want to say, it's of the 12 best of 3 wildcard series that have been played under MLB's new postseason format, 10 have been sweeps.
Wow.
Only 2 have gone to the 3 games, to the third game.
So your back is up against the wall if you lose.
Pretty much.
Up against the wall.
And it's interesting because I know it's the playoffs, but you play 3-game series all year long. Occasionally you play a 4, and in some weird circumstances, depending on if there are rainouts, you sometimes play a 5. But for the majority of the season, you're playing 3-game series, and it just seems odd that, I don't know, it just feels...
It's got to be mental. It's got to be completely mental, where you lose game 1 and it just feels like, oh, the mountain to climb is so much bigger when the next game is an elimination game.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it feels that way.
Yeah.
Also, this was key too. Ahmed Rosario looks like he'll be playing third base. And what they're doing here, basically what they said is they are going to trade a slightly less, skilled player at third base for the little bit more of offense that Rosario can provide. Let's call it like it is. McMahon has been a 0 at the plate the last month or so. He just has. Now, I love his fielding, and I do think there's potential of McMahon to run into one here and there. Rosario, throughout his entire career, kills lefties. That's all he really does super effectively. He absolutely kills lefties. And Crochet is one of the best lefties in the game. They're taking the chance that he'll be able to tag Crochet at some point in this game. And that's what they need. I do think so, Stacey. You need one hit. You need one home run. You need one thing to happen. The only advantage that they have of Crochet, and I want to know if you think this is a big deal or not. Crochet has not remotely pitched in an environment like this, in a situation like this, in Yankee Stadium, in the postseason, the lights shining down on you, the chill in the air, the crowd going crazy. He hasn't exactly ever experienced that in his career. Do you think his stuff is just so good that it's not going to matter? Or do you think that that could be a factor in this game?
I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know much about.
He might just be one of those guys who could just come out and pitch and not care.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the guy's makeup. I'll say this though: everybody thought Justin Verlander had this crazy makeup, and in most situations in the postseason, he was unhittable, except for in Yankee Stadium. Justin Verlander could not pitch in Yankee Stadium in the postseason, so we'll see what winds up happening. But I think that's maybe a saving grace the Yankees might have. The crowd needs to get super involved. I wish this game was at 7:00 so you could have people in the building. But the crowd needs to be involved for this.
Yeah, I'm hoping people take half days at work, get to Yankee Stadium on time. I used to do that when I had to go to any kind of weird playoff start. I'd say to my boss, I'll come in early the next day. Just let me take the afternoon off so I can get up to the stadium. And they'd usually allow it. So hopefully people have cool bosses. Also, so many people work from home now that let's just hope they can get to the stadium.
True.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough series. Their game one just. The only thing I can think of today, by the way, which was wrapping through my head, could you imagine if Garrett Cole never gets hurt and they're going into a wild card series with Cole, Rodon, Fried?
They wouldn't have been in the wild card series.
Yeah, good point. But
they would have won the division. They would have won the division by if everything else went the same or almost the same. Like Judge had his injury, but he's okay. Stanton had the injury, he came back, but Cole was in the rotation instead of Will Warren, instead of Marcus Stroman. And I mean, they could have won over 100 games.
No, yeah, I just was more thinking of it from the sense of, could you imagine in a 3-game series going up against these three? It'd be pretty impossible. Yeah, that's daunting.
Yeah, he'll be there. He was doing race. He was doing base running drills. He was the runner that.
Oh, good.
Pitchers were trying to get out during practice. So that's, hey, he's trying to be involved in every way possible. He was playing every instrument known to man, or air playing every instrument known to man the other night because he was so bored in the dugout. So
good. We need that.
Yeah. Garrett Cole's going to be involved in some way. So, all right. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notification so you know when our videos go up. You can also join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. For the listeners of our show, the link is in the description. If you are watching us on YouTube, look at that cool QR code for you. You know how to use QR codes. It's 2025. We're almost in 2026. If you join the Insiders Club, you'll get texts from us. You can text us questions, comments, reactions to trades and signings. You also get top priority on Fan Mail Friday. We send out lineups during the postseason, roster moves, and any breaking news so you don't have to check social media. And we have an added perk. We have a private Discord where you can commiserate during postseason games. There's a 14-day free trial. Coming up, why we think Aaron Judge probably should be AL MVP again. We'll talk about it next.
You've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. And that's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. And now Nutrafol is the official hair growth partner of Major League Baseball. You can feel great about what you're putting into your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified, the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. Whether you're at work or out with friends or even just getting ready in the morning, Nutrafol gives you more confidence in your daily routine. And Nutrafol is simple to add to your day. It's just four pills with a meal, no prescription needed. It's that easy. See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. Stacey, we got to break this down because it's come to my attention that a lot of people around, not baseball, not inside the league, a lot of fans around the sport, though, seem to think it's a just guarantee and a formality at this point that Cal Raleigh is going to be handed the American League MVP award. And that is not the writers. You have not heard a lot of writers say a lot. And it's not Major League Baseball players. It seems to just be fans around the league. I don't know if it's Yankee hate. I don't know if it's Aaron Judge fatigue. But
it's all of it.
it is crazy to me how it's not a runaway for Aaron Judge. And this is not us showing disrespect towards Cal Raleigh. He had an unbelievable season. I'm not going to take that away from him. He had a great year. But when you look at the overall body of work, Aaron Judge's numbers are head and heels far better than Cal Raleigh. It's not even close. It's just the home runs and RBIs where Raleigh leads him. And if Aaron Judge doesn't get hurt, it's probably equal. I can't sit here and I don't know how Raleigh is such a big favorite in the sports books. I don't get it. It's so weird to me, Stacey.
It's funny. I got into a little something with someone on Reddit about this because I said, if Judge were healthy, he definitely would have over 60 home runs. And someone said, well, he was only out for like 10 games. I said, yeah, but then when he came back, he barely hit home runs. He didn't start really hitting them in bunches again until the end of August. He hit 6 home runs in August. He ran into a couple of them accidentally in the first couple of weeks, but then he wasn't hitting them steadily. So
well, remember
yes,
too, when he came back, they were sluggish. They were slumping. So they kind of rushed him back, needing him back quicker than they actually was supposed to.
And he was also sluggish. He should not have come back that soon because he clearly wasn't ready to. And my point was, it wasn't just that he was out for those 10 games. He was not back to normal until the end of August. So he was really out for nearly a month at that point.
No, it's a great point.
Yeah. So if it's Aaron Judge in a healthy season where he's already hit 62, he already set the record. He doesn't have pressure. He can just hit the snot out of the ball. That's why I joked and said that if he were healthy, he probably could have, if he got on a heater, hit 65 home runs. That's not out of the realm of possibility. He finished with 53. Only 53. Only, people are saying, because Raleigh finished with 60. But as you said, when you look at the rest of Judge's numbers, they're absolutely ludicrous. And the level at which he's playing at is so much better than other people who were also good in the league. It's scary.
Yeah, Raleigh's history or historical element to his season is only historical because of the amount of home runs he hit. That's it. And because he's a catcher at the position hitting those home runs.
And switch hitting.
But that's the only reason why his season is considered historical at any point. Judge in almost every major category is a historical number. Let me just read this off to you real quick. There are 12 major categories of statistics that Major League Baseball writers take into account when measuring the MVP. They have the top 5 listed here for all 12 categories. Aaron Judge is in the top 5 in the league in all 12 categories. And the gap from first to second is so large, it's significant. OPS, Judge finished with a 1.144. Ohtani is the only other guy over 1,000, and it's 1.014. Judge is 150 points higher than him. It's not even close. And Raleigh is 4th. Slugging percentage, Judge is 688. Raleigh is 3rd there. Intentional walks, Judge got intentionally walked 36 times, Stacey. Raleigh is 4th on that list.
He got intentionally walked. He had more intentional walks than some teams had.
Yeah, the multiple teams had, not some, multiple, like in the league.
Yeah.
Runs scored. Judge had 137. Raleigh is not on that list in top 5. Batting average, Raleigh doesn't sniff the top 5. Judge, his batting average is 20 points higher than the next guy. WAR, Judge had a 10 WAR. Raleigh had a 9.1. Walks, Aaron Judge walked 124 times. Raleigh didn't walk over 100. Extra base hits, Judge had 85. Raleigh had 84. That's the one that was close. On base percentage, Judge is 457 for an entire season. Cal Raleigh's not in the top 5. Times on base, Aaron Judge 310 times. Raleigh not in the top 5. Total bases, Aaron Judge 372. Raleigh 351. Home runs is the only statistical category they take into credit where Aaron Judge does not lead Cal Raleigh. Take that into perspective. 12 major categories. Judge leads in 11 of the 12, and it's a significant gap.
Right.
I just don't know how you can sit here and not think that Aaron Judge is to me, a runaway for this award.
Well, it's just funny to me because it feels like not quite the opposite of the Altuve Judge MVP race, because they kind of discarded all of Judge's home runs in favor of Altuve. And now they're doing the opposite where they're like, well, Raleigh hit more home runs. Meanwhile, Judge, there's a stat on FanGraphs. Let's talk about this because this is interesting. It's called Average Plus. So it's a player's batting average to the league. Like it compares it to the league. So his .331 batting average is 36% above average. It's a 136 average plus. That's the same as Tony Gwynn hitting .368 in 1995 when the average was 267. And going way back to 1927 when Harry Heilman hit .397 and the league average was 282.
It's not even close how much better he is than everybody else.
He's miles above everyone else in most of these categories.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I was aggravated in 2017 because I thought Judge did deserve it over Altuve.
He did. He had a bunch of stats that were better than Altuve's.
But to Altuve's credit, which I can't believe I'm saying this, to Altuve's credit, the numbers were closer.
Sure.
It was a lot closer than this. I think Judge deserved the award over Altuve, but Altuve's metrics were a lot closer than Judge's. To Judge, this isn't close.
No,
it's not remotely close. So, and also too, I don't know if you've seen this too. Whenever anyone talks about it, the narrative around the league is that Aaron Judge can't field. I don't know where that came from,
right? But
the narrative is that he's a platinum glove level fielder. So I don't know where that narrative kind of developed. I think because people look up how many Gold Gloves he has. Me and you have said this countless times. It's astonishing how he hasn't won a Gold Glove at this point. I don't even understand.
It also didn't help because some of the years he was playing center field and right field, so he didn't play in either position long enough to get.
True, but the fact that he doesn't have one is insane to me. And people look at that and see that he doesn't have one and credit and attach that to, oh, he's a terrible fielder. He's an unbelievable fielder. I don't understand this at all.
But, it makes no sense. Raleigh's a fine catcher, but he's not like otherworldly when it comes to being a defensive.
Well, and he did win the Platinum Glove last year.
Sure.
So there is that.
Yeah, but like even this year they were showing the stats and it wasn't like his defensive numbers were so much better that he deserves the MVP.
And I'll give him this.
Judge.
The fact that he played like 160 games as a catcher is very impressive.
Sure.
That is insanely impressive.
I mean, obviously they DH'd him on certain games because there's no way you can catch 159 games. So
yeah, but I mean your legs are still sore. Like you're not getting the off day when you DH necessarily.
What do you mean? He has that big dumper that helps him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is rather.
Also, I saw someone say that he should win the MVP, and they were being earnest about this because of his nickname.
Well, the only thing left I can say is the opinion I trust more than the writers is the players in the league. And Jeff Passan did say the other day that he asked a writer friend of his that doesn't work in the New York or the Northeast market. And the writer friend of his said that he polled 126 players in Major League Baseball. Every single one of them said Judge is the MVP. So when you get credit from your peers like that, I think it means a lot.
Yeah, because, it's just, it feels like fatigue. It feels like, oh, well, Judge does this every year. Yeah, but that's the point.
Yeah.
The point is, he's absolutely amazing. He didn't just hit 53 home runs. He won the batting title by 20 points. He finished with a .331 average.
Well, and name me the power hitter in today's game who hits for average.
Right. You haven't seen this
and
since Miguel Cabrera, right?
Yeah, and I'm not talking hit for average, like hit, 280. Hit for average, like win the batting title. That's unheard of.
Yeah. And it's possible. Is it possible that Cal Raleigh can hit 60 home runs again? Sure. Is it likely? Who knows? He had 34 in 2024 and he suddenly hit 60 and other guys suddenly hit over 50 and other guys got career highs in home runs. Something.
The only rebuttal I can give you to that argument is no one in 2017 could have told you that Judge was going to have this career after that year either. I mean, he's debatedly one of the best right-handed hitters in the history of the sport. That's the run he's on. Yeah, and in 2017, you would have never said, "Oh, well, he's going to keep doing this."
Yeah, but the scary thing is, he keeps saying that he's trying to get better. Like he's not happy with what he's doing.
No,
which
it's wild.
Like, how much better are you gonna? Like, is he gonna hit 380 next year? Like, what?
Stay tuned.
380 with like 50. Maybe he'll just get 50 home runs, but batting 380. We'll see. All right, well, coming up, we're going to talk about the other wild card series that are happening this week, because it's not just Yankee Red Sox. There are other ones happening. And we're going to tell you about some of the guys who will not be returning to their managerial posts in 2026. So we'll discuss it all next.
The NFL season is here, and FanDuel has an offer that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Now, FanDuel is the best place to gamble on football. Nothing is better. I love how it gives me so many ways to play. I've built parlays, tried player props, and even followed the live lines during games. Nothing is better. It makes watching football even more exciting, even when you got a little something riding on the action of the game. Whether you're a casual fan or love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today to get started. And guys, not only do we cover your team every single day, but now we're giving you instant episodes after every single game. Check out the Locked On Yankees postcast. It's hosted by Jay Berman, and it appears right here on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel. Get rapid reaction to all the biggest moments with the Locked On Yankees postcast throughout the entire postseason. So, Stacey, the Major League Baseball postseason will begin in 12 hours about from when we're recording this. It's that close. Yeah. Wild stuff. So we're going to start with Tigers Guardians. That series will start at 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. That series might have been begun already by the time you guys are listening to this episode. Yeah. Tarek Skubal will start for the Detroit Tigers. That is their best chance to win. 13-6 with a 2.21 ERA, 241 strikeouts on the year, and a .89 whip. Very well could win the AL Cy Young. It's going to be him or Crochet. I think it's going to be Skubal just because numbers were so great, but that collapse could have something to do with it. So stay tuned for that. They'll go up against Gavin Williams, who went 12-5 with a 3.06 ERA, 173 strikeouts, a 1.27 whip. That was good for 35th in the league compared to Skubal's first in the league. So quite a disparaging difference between these two teams. I would say this. Cleveland does have that moxie, and they've got that confidence with beating Detroit, notably beating Skubal less than a week ago. So there is that going to it too. Who do you pick in this series?
Guardians.
Yeah, I have a hard time making an argument.
I think it might go to 3. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think it might go to 3, but I think it's going to be the Guardians.
I have a hard time disagreeing with that, just because of everything going on. It's hard to fade a team that's that good at this time of the year.
Yeah.
That 3 o'clock game is the one that I'm looking forward to. Padres at the Cubs. For the Padres, it'll be Nick Pivetta that's getting the start. Interesting choice here for who they're going with, because with the amount of starters that they have. 13-5 with a 2.87, 190 strikeouts, and a .99 whip. He's had a good year, but I'm surprised they didn't go Darvish because of the experience that Darvish has. Yeah. They'll go against Matthew Boyd, who went 14-8 with a 3.21 ERA, 154 strikeouts, and a 109 whip. I'm going Padres here. I think the bullpen matters too much, and there's experience on that roster that matters a lot. What say you?
I would agree with that. I'm not sure if this will be a sweep either. I think let's go against the grain, even though 10 out of 12 wild card series have been sweeps already. Let's just predict that these two are going to go to 3.
That could very well come back to bite you. But I don't hate that opinion. The 9 o'clock game, Reds at the Dodgers. This series nowhere close in the gambling markets of who should win this series, of what they're predicting. But who the heck knows in playoff baseball? I'll personally say this. I don't think the Reds have much of a chance in this series, but we've seen crazier stuff happen. Hunter Green will go for the Reds. He had a great year, 7-4 with a 2.76 ERA, 0.94 whip. He'll go against Blake Snell, who's been terrific since he really started. 5-4, 2.35 ERA, 72 strikeouts, 1.26 whip. He's been great all year. The Dodgers starting pitching their lineup is going to be great. The Dodgers bullpen is the concern. They need length out of their starters. Do you have Cincinnati in this series, or are you going LA?
I mean, I would love to see LA lose, but I mean, Cincinnati basically barely made the playoffs. They only won 83 games. They're not that good a team. You never know though, because they swept the Cubs, right?
Yeah, I would say this. This Dodger team is not the Dodger team of last year.
Right. Right.
So there is a chance.
And as you said, stranger things have happened, so you never know. But I think the Dodgers are going to win.
We did see a couple years ago 2 wild card teams go to the World Series when it was the Rangers and Diamondbacks. So anything can happen. I don't love their chances, though. Some news around the league, Stacey. Rocco Baldelli and Bob Melvin were both fired from their jobs. Surprises here to you or no?
From what I was seeing from my Giant fan friends, I wasn't surprised about Bob Melvin. But what does Rocco Baldelli have anything to do with what the Twins did at the trade deadline, selling off most of the team?
And they were in second. They were in second place for most of the first half of the year. They were having a decent year, and then the front office gave up on the team. So that means that it's his fault,
right? I never understood that.
Bob Melvin surprises me.
He'll get picked up pretty quickly, though. I think by someone. Baldelli.
The Giants fell apart. Melvin surprises me though because he's got such a great track record, and they gave up so much to get him a few years ago out of Oakland. I'm shocked that they moved on from him at this rate with how the team's been improving. Also, if they sign any of those free agents they've been trying to sign the last few years, this team is completely different.
Right.
So why is it his fault they missed out on those guys in free agency? Just feels like a weird thing too.
Yeah.
Another managerial change is Bruce Bochy and the Rangers came to a mutual agreement to step down. Which, in kind words, means the Rangers approached him and said, hey, retire or we're firing you. They wanted to let him go out with a little bit of grace, which is the right thing to do.
They also offered him a role in the front office as an advisor. So we'll see what he says to that.
I'll say this. They were going to fire him anyway because they had a insane underperforming season, though.
81-81.
It's crazy. But with that pitching staff, it's not acceptable. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then Carlos Mendoza is safe. The Mets announced they are not firing him, which I think is, I don't even have the words. Yeah, I think it's crazy. How is there not going to be a sacrificial lamb for what happened with that Mets season? Crazy to me.
I mean, if it's not him, would it be Stearns?
No chance. But you can't get rid of him.
No. But whose fault is it?
I think this means, though, there's going to be a lot of clubhouse changes.
Yeah. With
that Mets clubhouse. They're going to be a lot of, that lineup's going to look plenty different next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There were a lot of angry Mets fans, and I enjoyed watching FAN and seeing Salicata have to dress up in a Phillies uniform because he made a bet that he lost. I also saw a TikTok of a guy from a few weeks ago who's a Mets fan who said that if the Mets don't make the playoffs, I will wear a Yankee hat and a Yankee shirt for the rest of the year.
Shame.
And people in the comments are like, where are you? Do you need the Yankee shirt and Yankee hat? We'll send one to you.
Hate to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we go, forgot to mention FanMail Friday. If you were on YouTube, you can go to our channels page. I put the post up. Go to the post tab. It'll say leave your questions. The deadline's Thursday, October 2nd, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You could ask us anything about the Yankees and the rest of Major League Baseball. Why not? Because we like answering any of your questions. And we'd like to thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, find the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night until a World Series champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So that'll do it for this wild card edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias.
And I'm Brian McCann. We'll see you after game 1.